Your Disney vacation is full of hidden costs that can totally wreck your budget. But Hakuna Matata, we have got you covered, so you won't make these 7 costly mistakes. You book your hotel, purchase your park tickets, factor in food, and you're all set, right? Wrong. There are a ton of hidden costs that will spring out of nowhere. Lucky for you, we're going to share 7 secret-ish costs so you aren't surprised and can maybe even avoid a few. This is All Ears, your go-to Disney Parks channel. I'm your host, Margot Jordan. Now, enough with the intros, let's get cracking. Number 1, gratuity. A cash tip here and there might not seem like a budget buster, but if you're dining out with your whole family at least once a day on your Walt Disney World trip, those gratuities can add up fast. Be sure to plan ahead. Even if you're on the Disney dining plan, you'll need to be ready to pull out cash or card to cover that tip, as the dining plan does not include gratuity. We recommend budgeting 18 to 20% of your planned table service meal costs. Gratuity rates are always your call, but remember that your server is working hard to make your meal as great as possible, and tipping is standard in the United States. If you have a party of 6 or more, an automatic 18% gratuity will be added to your bill. If you're using Tables in Wonderland, you'll also have an 18% gratuity added, no matter your party size. For quick service restaurants and kiosks, you don't typically need to tip. Receipts at Disney restaurants do include suggested tip rates at the bottom, because, well, who wants to do math on vacation? Lazy or genius? You decide. You may also want to plan ahead for some other gratuities if you are going to utilize other services. Here's our gratuity breakdown. Rideshare services or taxis will be about 15 to 20% of your ride. Valet around $4 to $5. Luggage services $1 to $2 per bag. And Magical Express, which we suggest tipping a few dollars, especially if they're handling your luggage. Hidden cost number 2, resort fees and parking fees. If you're staying at a Walt Disney World resort, you won't need to worry about extra resort fees, but you will need to budget for parking if you're driving or renting a car. Disney charges hotel guests the following rates for overnight parking. At value resorts, $15 per night. Moderate resorts, $20 per night. Deluxe resorts and deluxe villas, $25 per night. And valet parking is available at certain restaurants for $33 per night. Note that Disney Vacation Club members staying in DVC villas or in a standard room on a points reservation are not charged for parking, as it's included in your membership dues. Also, 1 parking space is complimentary at the Fort Wilderness campgrounds. If you're staying off-site, be prepared for additional resort fees that'll include things like parking, Wi-Fi, or bottled water, plus the cost of parking at Disney theme parks. While theme park parking is complimentary for Walt Disney World hotel guests, everyone else will pay $25 per day for standard parking, $45 to $50 per day for preferred parking, and $30 per day for oversized parking. If you're a Walt Disney World Resort guest, you can pay for preferred parking by paying the difference between the standard parking rate and the preferred parking rate. Some annual pass holders receive free theme park parking, and Tables in Wonderland members will receive complimentary parking for up to 4 hours when dining at a participating restaurant. Free parking is available at Disney's water parks, ESPN Wide World of Sports, and at Disney Springs. Disability parking is available at the parks for the price of standard parking, along with a valid disability parking permit. Number 3, transportation. If those parking fees have you reeling, better make sure you have all the costs of transportation thought out ahead of time. Flights for the whole family can be expensive, depending on where you're flying from and the time of the year. Driving costs can add up quickly too, with gas, hotels, and snacks on the road, along with those parking fees. Be sure to take all expenses into account before deciding which option is best for you. If you're staying on site at Walt Disney World, you'll get complimentary transportation both to and from the airport, as well as to the parks. So, renting a car may not be necessary. However, if you're planning on checking out a lot of other things in the Orlando area, it may be cheaper than relying on ride shares or taxis to get around. Number 4, date-based ticketing. In October 2018, Walt Disney World introduced a date-based ticketing system. Now, tickets during value seasons cost less than tickets on major holidays, sometimes significantly so. This is great news if you're traveling in mid-January, but if you're headed to Walt Disney World on Christmas or New Year's Eve, be ready to pay $159 for a single-day, single-park ticket. That ain't cheap. The time of year you visit Walt Disney World can seriously affect how much you'll pay, from higher hotel and ticket rates to increased prices on gas or airfare. If you have some flexibility with travel dates, consider going during an off-season to score some savings. Hidden fee number 5, all the upgrades. Just like Beyoncé, Disney is always trying to upgrade ya. There's loads of extras and add-ons at Walt Disney World that can easily blow your budget, especially if you don't need them. We actually have a whole video on our favorite upgrades and if they're worth it. Check that out next. Park hopper tickets, memory maker photo packages, the Disney dining package, dessert parties, and room upgrades can all add up on your vacation bill. Make sure that you're really going to take advantage of those extras before you add them onto your trip. Otherwise, you might as well roll down the window and toss that hard-earned money right out of it. To be fair, some of those extras can improve your vacation by offering a totally unique experience, or can give you some peace of mind with your planning and budgeting. There's no one-size-fits-all. Be sure to decide which works for your family. Number 6, rentals. Strollers, electric scooters, cribs, and other rentals should be factored in early during your vacation planning, as they can add hundreds of dollars to your trip. That's right, hundreds. But if you plan in advance, you can score some discounts. Disney has recently changed their policy on outside vendor rental drop-offs. Strollers and ECVs can no longer be left with Bell Services, and you will need to arrange a pickup and drop-off time with the company you're renting from, unless that is you're renting from Disney's preferred vendor, Scooter Bug. Many companies offer discounts if you book in advance. ECV and scooter rentals are available in the Disney theme parks, but you won't be able to take them with you once you leave the parks, and they often cost more than outside vendors do. Here's an idea. If you want to save more money, bring your own. And number 7, impulse buys and forgetting the essentials. If you haven't checked out our ultimate packing guide, you may have forgotten some of the essentials and be forced to purchase them while you're on your trip. Over-the-counter medications and toiletries can cost an arm and a leg in those Disney gift shops. So, plan ahead and check your list to make sure you don't forget anything. Also, you might want to set a souvenir budget ahead of time so you don't overspend on pricey presents. If you like, you can purchase Disney gift cards in advance and give each member of the family a set amount they can spend on gifts and souvenirs and load it up on the gift card. That way, everyone knows exactly what they can spend and has the freedom to spend it however they want. FYI, if you did buy something you don't need, Disney has a great return policy. So I gotta know, do you feel relieved now that you know all these hidden costs? We hope so. Hey, also, if you know of any hidden costs our friends should be aware of, share them in the comments below and be part of the AllEars community. Oh, and like our video while you're at it. We would really appreciate the love. I'm Margot Jordan with AllEars TV, and I will see you next time. Sayonara!